unfortunately for me, one thing that I know very well is how to be really dumb when it comes to relationships. So that Man Enough Now is a prime example of that.
Hey, it's your girl Emily Curl with iHeartRadio, and today we're joined by country music singer and songwriter Chris Bandi. Chris, thank you so much for being here. How are you?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be chatting with you. Now, this is our first time meeting, so I want to hear the backstory before we dive into your music. So you grew up in St. Louis. Tell me a little bit, what was it like growing up there?
I think 25% of my DNA is Anheuser-Busch products. No, it was awesome. St. Louis has an incredible music scene. Chuck Berry, a little guy by the name of Nelly, came out from St. Louis. But I grew up listening to country music. My mom listened to nothing but 90s country. My dad listened to 90s pop and rock. So I had a big fluctuation in genres depending on who took me to school that day. And then, I got to a point where everything mom and dad listened to was the furthest thing from cool. So I had to branch out into my own stuff like Nelly, and I went through a huge rock phase with Fall Out Boy and Blink-182, and just started playing all the bars around there, anywhere that would let me play, and did that Monday through Saturday every single week. They didn't serve alcohol on Sundays, so we took Sundays off and decided, found out that there was this magical place called Nashville where nobody looked at you like you were crazy when you told them that you wanted to write songs for a living. And 6 days after I graduated, I made the move to Nashville.
Wow, and you've been there how long now?
I have been here. I just celebrated my 8th anniversary.
Oh my gosh, so you're getting up there. So Nashville is home for you.
2 more years and I would be considered a local.
Now, Chris, one thing I want to go back to that I loved, because I grew up in Georgia, so my parents were always listening to country music in the house. Who was like your childhood country hero?
Garth Brooks. He was my first concert.
Good.
I was 5 years old, went with my aunt and my cousin, and I got to see him fly over an arena attached to a harness, run and jump off the stage, fly over everyone. And I think that was the first time that I was like, I know what I want to be when I grow up.
And you were 5?
5 years old.
So from that, when did you write your first song? Do you have a memory of being a kid and being like, okay, now I'm a songwriter?
I would not have said that I was a songwriter, but I had written songs. I remember being in high school and I was in a rock band, and they would record all of the instrumental stuff and then send it to me, and I would sit in my parents', either in my bedroom, or for some odd reason I would sit in my bathroom and just write songs. And we would play those out, and it was awesome because we played a lot of Battle of the Bands and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Throughout St. Louis, and it was fun and awesome getting to do that, and that was like my first time ever on a stage.
Now, do you still write songs in your bathroom, or have you moved to a different location?
I've moved. This is
this is the studio space.
My new studio.
Love it. Well, I mean, you had incredible success. Let's talk about Man Enough Now. I mean, that song absolutely took off. When you were writing that one, did you realize, were you like, okay, I'm writing a hit, I'm onto something good here?
We knew we had something special, but we didn't know how special. And I wrote that very early in my move to Nashville, and it was with 2 of my best friends to this day, Jason Massey and Jason Duke, and we were all kind of the new guys in town. Jason Massey came to me and he was like, hey, I've got this other songwriter that I work really well with. Do you want to bring him in? And that was Jason Duke. And Man Enough Now was just one of those songs that came out in the writer room. I think we were done in like an hour and a half. And at that point, I had no publishing deal. I had no nothing. No one knew who I was at all. And we just threw it up on the internet, hoping that somewhere somebody would listen to it. And people started listening to it. They started coming to the shows, singing it back to us, holding up signs that said Man Enough Now. So it was just more than we could have ever asked for that song.
That is like a hell of a welcome to Nashville. It's like, what a good first run for you.
It was. And so when I moved to town, it was during the huge boom of the bro country phase.
Ooh.
And being from St. Louis, I didn't roll around in jacked up pickup trucks. We didn't go to a bonfire every weekend, but I knew that I wanted to write country music and that I wanted to be in country music. And some of the best advice that I got was to write songs about stuff that I knew about. And unfortunately for me, one thing that I know very well is how to be really dumb when it comes to relationships. So that Man Enough Now is a prime example of that.
Well, another relationship you absolutely tackled and did such an amazing job with was your song Would Have Loved Her. And that one hit me in my feels because, again, we're seeing a whole different side of something. And anyone who's lost someone in their life knows that feeling. Now, this is a special song for you. Tell me a little bit about the creation of this one.
Absolutely. So I, along with I think every single songwriter, we keep our phones by us at all times. And if we get a melody or an idea or anything, we just put it in our phone. And I had this one for probably about a year that I had tried to bring into rights. And, it's not a drinking song. It's not a party song. It's a deep song. So it took a while for me to get in the right room to write that song. And I was writing with a good friend of mine, Zach Kale, who is a phenomenal songwriter, phenomenal producer. And we were kind of throwing ideas out, and I came across this one and I said, all right, I've got this title, but it's pretty deep. And if we write it, we have to go there. And so I threw the idea out there, and I got the idea thinking about my grandpa who passed away 6 months before I met my girlfriend. And I knew that had he been around and had he gotten to meet her, that he would have loved her as much as I do. And so I brought that idea in, told him the title, and Zach told me that his father actually passed away before he met his wife. Oh. So it took us 2 sessions to write that song. And I think it was because the first session, we were just sitting there sharing stories about his dad and my grandpa and, our significant others. And it was very cathartic and very therapeutic for both of us to write this song. And I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but I think we had a little help from up above when we were writing this one. And it was just such a special song for both of us. We got to say what we wanted to say so well that, a song like that doesn't happen every single day.
What did your girlfriend say when you first played it for her?
Oh, she loved it. I remember, so the first day it was the last song I wrote before we went back to St. Louis for Christmas. And we had a verse and a chorus. And so I kept asking Zach over and over. I was like, hey, can you send that to me? Can you send that to me the entire ride home? Because I wanted to listen to it. And we played it as we were pulling into St. Louis, and she loved it. So it was a great feeling to have a song that I wrote about her mean so much to her as well.
Chris, thank you so much for being here. Before we let you go, though, we obviously know that you love music and you're talented at that. But what we also found out is that you're a big sports guy, right?
I am. I probably think I know a lot more than I actually do. But I've heard we've got a trivia game that we're going to play. Find out if I really do know about sports.
That's right. We put together a little sports trivia for you. And by we, I mean not me at all, because like I mentioned, I'm the worst sports person ever. But I do hold all the answers for you. So it's multiple choice. Are you ready to play our sports trivia?
I am ready.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. Tiger Woods has 15 major wins. Who currently holds the most majors in PGA history with 18? Here's your choices. A, Jack Nicklaus. B, Walter Hagen. C, Phil Mickelson. D, Ben Hogan.
The Golden Bear, Jack.
The Golden Bear. I don't even know what that means, but you're right. It is Jack Nicklaus. I learned something new today. Great.
There we go.
All right, Chris, you're off to a good start.
Question
number 2. Which of these teams has never won an NBA championship? A, Golden State Warriors. B, Portland Trailblazers. C, Indiana Pacers. D, Toronto Raptors.
It was B.
Chris, that is incorrect.
Oh, no.
It's C, Indiana Pacers.
Oh, man. I thought they won one in the 90s.
Me too. I couldn't believe it either. All right, that's okay, Chris. You're 1 for 1. Here we go. Question 3. Who is the NFL all-time leading rusher? A, Barry Sanders. B, Emmitt Smith. C, Frank Gore. D, Adrian Peterson.
I'm going to go with A. I'm locking it in.
It's incorrect, Chris.
Oh, man.
It is actually B, Emmitt Smith.
B,
you were close. You were close. I told you these were a little tough.
Here? No lifelines?
All right, here we go. Question 4. Now listen carefully to this one, okay? Whose signature drink is lemonade, iced tea, and vodka? Is it A, Arnold Palmer, B, Rory McIlroy, C, John Daly, D, Phil Mickelson?
It's JD, John Daly.
It is John Daly. Very good. We weren't sure if the Arnold Palmer was going to throw you off. Okay, so we have 3 more for you. Question 5. Which is the only American football team to go a whole season undefeated, including the Super Bowl? Is it A, the New York Giants, B, the New England Patriots, C, Kansas City Chiefs, or D, Miami Dolphins?
Is it the Giants?
That is incorrect, Chris. It is the Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. Oh my goodness.
Chris, I'm gonna be honest, I think we're beating you. Do we know the score?
You are beating me.
Chris? All right, but you can turn it around. We got 2 more for you. Which golf tournament did Tiger Woods win by 12 strokes in 1997 to record his first major championship win? Was it A, the Ryder Cup, B, the Masters, C, the US Open, or D, the PGA Championship?
I'm going with the US Open.
Chris, it is the Masters. It is the Masters. We are fooling you left and right.
I don't even think about sports now. My whole world is flipped upside down.
Last one. Who won 2021's March Madness? A, UCLA, B, Baylor,
Baylor.
C, Gonzaga, D, Wisconsin.
Baylor. See, I had that one. I picked them.
You know.
So
You did?
I did. I won my bracket challenge because I had Baylor.
Oh my gosh, Chris, this was so fun. Thank you so much for being here, for playing our sports trivia. And we're so excited for everything to come. And I cannot wait to go head to head with you next time in sports trivia.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you all for watching. Make sure you stream all of Chris Bandi's music on iHeartCountry, and we'll see you next time.